I understand. It's one game. But oh my goodness. We said it. We said it over the last two videos. This game was going to be a trap game. Did the Leafs deserve to win this game? No. Should they have won it? Absolutely. They did not play well for most of the game. However, I'm going to lose it now. Because these referees and whoever was reviewing that Austin Matthews no goal call is useless. Now, I understand they want to protect goalies. I get that, right? And they want to give them a chance to make a save. I understand that. But look at the darn replay. The stick goes into his chest, yes. Was there goalie interference? Yes. However, that was before Austin Matthews even started going around the net. He goes all the way around the net and then curls up the top a little bit and shoots it home. The goalie had Antti Raanta had every opportunity to get up. And it does not, and therefore, it's no goal. There was time to get up. I don't know what they want. Well, you know what? We determined that there was not enough time for the goalie to adjust and make a save. Well, then you're blind. I'm sorry. Even in full time and in quick time, that's at least 2-3 seconds. You could say even 5 seconds. I don't know if I'm just angry and that should have been a no-goal call, but oh my goodness. You call it a goal. He has every opportunity to get up, but decides to stay down and try and make the save. He could have just popped back up and be ready for it. And if he does that, and it goes in, that's a good goal. But he decides to stay down, therefore, no goal. Fine. I'm frustrated. Okay, fine, whatever. Need to protect the goalies, fine. Stick in the chest, okay, whatever. Leafs scrambling. Leafs hit the dang post right after. That sounds about right. Puck goes down into our end. Freddie goes to play the puck and gets almost run over. There is about no room between the boards and Freddie Anderson. The guy decides to try and squeeze through there. Makes a ton of contact with Freddie. And just about, I don't even know if he knocked him over. He might have. But nothing called. We see this call day in, day out. Goalie behind the net gets hit. Oh, that's goalie interference right there. We saw a stick in the chest. And 5 seconds later, a goal goes in. Oh, no, that's no goal. But Freddie Anderson getting run over behind his own net is no penalty? Brutal. And you can't give me the whole fact, well, the referee didn't see it. There's two guys out there. The puck is down in that corner. There's only Freddie and one guy behind the net. It's not like there was a cluster of guys and something happened. It was Freddie and the other guy. He ran him over. Everyone in the building saw it. Except the two refs. Brutal. Just brutal. Now, like I said, did the Leafs deserve to win this game? No. They came out very flat as they did in Montreal, but this time they got punished for it. And they gave up 2 power play goals, and that's really all the Arizona Coyotes needed. But it just kills me. It kills me to see inconsistent calls. If you call that and then you call Freddie's call, okay, fine. That evens it out. Even though we don't have a goal as of then, we probably would have pulled the goalie and had a 2-man advantage. But instead, you let that go, and then you let 2 empty netters go. Well, yeah, I mean, the referees didn't let that happen. But 2 empty netters go in. You lose 4-1 to the Coyotes. They end the win streak. What happens if either that goal counts or Freddie Anderson, they make that call and the Leafs score? It's a whole different game. I'm not saying we would have scored on that power play if we got it. But think about it. 2-man advantage. You're in the dying minutes. The Leafs would be firing everything at the net with a ton of traffic in front. You never know. But I just really despise how the referees late in this game took it into their hands and said, this is how we're going to call it. It's garbage. There were a couple of, I'm not saying, there were probably other calls that the Leafs could have got called on. But you look at the penalties in this game. 4-1 Arizona. I saw a high stick. I saw a big interference penalty. I saw a cross-check on William Nylander, clear as day. And the play behind the net. The referees didn't call a single one. But for us, a little tug by Mitch Marner, there's a penalty. I don't even remember the other penalties. One was Ron Hainsey. What was that? I forget now. It was just brutal. And two goals were on the power play. One was that very small Mitch Marner hook. But instead, a cross-check behind William Nylander, a goalie interference behind our net, they don't get called. Consistency, refs. Just like umpires in baseball. Consistency. Basketball referees. Consistent. Equal. If you need a makeup call, do it. Even when it happens against us, I'm like, yeah, okay, makeup call for that brutal call. Okay, I understand. But they weren't having anything of it. Brutal. Not just saying it was all the refs. I mean, a big portion of, if they count that Austin Matthews goal to tie a game, and you never know what's going to happen. But instead, nope. And the Leafs lose the win streak, and they lose to the Arizona Coyotes, and they fall into that trap game that I had a feeling was going to be a tough one, and it was. I don't know if there's going to be any comments from Freddie Anderson or the locker room, but I think they just got to keep their mouth shut, let us fans hash it out to the referees, let us do that. It's just garbage, man. Just brutal. All right, I'm done with this. 14-8 on the season. We end the win streak. But as much as I've yelled and screamed for most of this video, because it was well needed, I was losing it. I came in here, I'm like, okay, let it all go. All right? So, you got to move on. As much as you won 6 straight games, you lose a brutal one. You got to come back with a win. That's what they were doing earlier in the season. But after 6 straight wins, you can't lose 3 or 4. You lose one, you lose a tough one. You got to come back with a victory. And hopefully, we're in Florida to take on the Panthers. Again, they're not having a great season. They're 7-11-2. That's a team that you got to beat. You got to do it. Now, will they? We're going to have to wait and see. They have to back-to-back as well. Florida and then in Carolina take on the Hurricanes. It's not going to be easy. You got to take it one game at a time, but getting a win in Florida is huge because you put this weird debacle behind you and you get a win and you play hard from the first minute to the last minute. 10 minutes in, I think the Leafs were down like 9-0 in shots or whatever. It was 10-1 at one point. They got to start the game. They didn't against Montreal and they didn't get punished. Today, they did. They got to smarten up. As much as I believe they should have tied this game and been into overtime, and who knows what would have happened as the game progressed. But they lost. That's the end all and be all. That's just what happened. Now you got to take on the Florida Panthers in Florida. Again, there will probably be more Leaf fans than Panther fans. So whoever's down there watching the Florida game, be loud. Let these Leaf players hear you. Let them feel like it's a game at the Air Canada Center. And for all of our sanities, please get a win. Please. Austin Matthews, it would have been a story in his 100th career game against his hometown team to score the tying goal late. But no, it was taken away from him, and at least the 1 point, or whatever would have happened, was taken away from the Leafs. That's my opinion. It could just be being very angry. That's just the way I feel. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys are as frustrated as I am from this game, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you guys think of the game? What'd you guys think of the calls? What'd you think of the play overall? Let me know what you guys thought. And I forgot even when JVR scored the first goal for the Leafs. I think Marner and Kadri grabbed assists on the play. But at this point, it doesn't really matter what happened there. So next up, Raptors. They play Wednesday night against the New York Knicks in New York. They look to keep their win streak alive. 7:30 tip-off at MSG. And like we've been talking about, Leafs edition, as they play Wednesday as well in Florida at the BT&T Center. 7 o'clock puck drop. That's a must-win. All right, the trap game, you lost it, and now you're out of that thing. You got to come back with a win after a tough loss, all right? So we'll talk to you guys then, hoping the Leafs can get right back on the horse and get back in the win column. We'll talk to you guys then.